All right. Let's do this. What are you looking at?
Go.
Welcome, everybody, to the Huber Rebels podcast, your new favorite podcast featuring two dudes talking about movies and games and whatever else happens in our life. My name is Jordan.
Also known as
Monty Joe.
And my name is Ethan.
Also known as
Ethan.
Okay.
Ooh, I have a better one. Do it again. My name is Ethan.
Also known as
Trevor. That's a mind.
That's actually shocks me.
That's a mind flip.
That you
right
would go
there.
by that one.
Not even going to explain it.
Nope, but okay. You are Trevor.
It's only for a
you are
little bit.
Trevor for this week.
No.
Last week you were to be continued.
No, I'm not.
This week you were Trevor.
For the week. I said it once, but that's not who I am.
Yeah, we'll see.
We will not see.
Speaking of
For a
weeks,
little bit longer. Yeah.
how was your week?
Not really too eventful. No.
Just sat at home all day, all week, basically.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to kick off with that yet.
Oh, okay.
I think you should say what you did.
I was sick all week. Yeah.
I know why. Now that's a good segue.
Why?
I made you sick, right?
The stress?
The stress.
No.
Because I'm gonna talk about that.
I know. I was gonna bring it up, but no, that's not what made me sick.
What made you sick?
I don't know, just life, I think.
Life does make you sick. It's like the saying goes, life makes you sick.
I've heard that one.
So make lemonade.
I'm sorry if I have to take like a coughing break every once in a while, but I'm good. I feel good now. Just coughing remnants, but
I mean, that would have been good to know before I showed up.
I'm not. I don't think
I would
I'm
have worn a mask.
at all contagious anymore. I just,
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Yeah, I know how it is.
Yeah. So my week, I have nothing. I did see a couple movies, but we'll talk about those later.
Yeah.
I barreled through work, being sick. That sucked, but hey.
Does. Well, as you know, because you were there, on Thursday, I took a red eye to D.C. Technically Virginia, but D.C. A red eye that I almost didn't make.
I spoiled the ending.
And is that a spoiler? I
Yeah.
don't know.
We were concerned you weren't going to make it.
Should we go back?
We were. Yeah, we should probably start at the beginning.
Okay. I don't know how to intro this.
Okay, you were going to DC to see your mom.
You said, wait, start at the beginning of the story?
Yeah. I'm setting up the event of why this was even happening. You were going to DC to see your mom, so you asked me if I could take you to the airport.
Yeah, and because I always ask last minute.
Anyway, it was like a few days ahead. It was fine.
It was the day before.
Was
but
it?
I'll take a few days.
Okay, all right.
In the head. Because I had a red eye and it was a late flight, I was pretty confident that you weren't going to be busy. But
I did have work.
Even that was close.
No, I was fine. I was worried I asked you too late if you were ready to go, and you were like, no, I'm still packing. I'm like, okay, I'm good.
That was, so it was 11:30 flight, so that meant I had a full day work, everything, and I waited to pack until I got home, and not even then, but later, after I got home.
And our plan was to leave at 10.
Yes, plan was to leave at 10. That's an hour and a half before. We're 20-ish minutes from the airport, and I've never had a problem. I was checking traffic. It said about 30 minutes.
I've dropped you off at the airport numerous times, and it's always been a breeze.
Easy.
Even like in the middle of the day, there's no traffic.
Yeah.
Getting into it. This is LAX we're talking about, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. And holidays you're going to account for that and get there earlier. And so I was checking. It was a Thursday night. Like, that's so random. And I had gotten everything ready. I was getting close. I was like, we're going to leave a little bit later, but, I'm going to shower, and then we should be good to go. I checked traffic. It said 30 minutes. I got out of the shower. I'm like, okay. We left like 15 minutes late. Get in the car, I think, right?
Yeah.
And
you checked it as we were pulling away.
I checked traffic, and my heart sunk. Because it was 50 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And 20 minutes more, normally not a big deal. Because you get there plenty of time ahead of time. However, that would have put me getting to the airport at about... With 15 minutes before the flight left.
Yeah, at that time it was past 11 when we were going to be arriving at your terminal.
Like technically you can still make it. My fear was I have been on a plane where they closed the door early.
Right.
And they're like, let's go.
Right.
We're rocking and rolling. There's nobody here. Like, everybody's on the plane that's here. And I was...
Now, do they know that? Do they know who's supposed to be on the plane, and if there's still a couple people, they'll leave it open? Or the other way around. If they know that everyone's on the plane, will they leave early?
And that's what I wasn't 100% sure about. Because I was like, no, if there's still somebody not there, they'll leave it. However, on a podcast recently that I was listening to, and I don't remember who it was, but they got bumped because they showed up like a little bit too late.
Yeah.
And it was not a good situation. I would have been livid.
Yeah.
They just give your seat away. And I couldn't afford that. Like, this was the last flight of the day.
Yeah, when would the next one have been?
The morning.
Oh my
and then
God.
So then you lose the whole next day because of the time difference.
Right.
The difference in doing a red eye is you get there and you have the whole day.
Yeah, it would have been perfect.
And
you would have slept and woken up at like 8 a.m. I mean, ready to go.
And so that's what I always try to shoot for. But lo and behold, the traffic threw a wrench and I started freaking out. Like, I was like, yep, here it is. It's all caught up with me. And
I was starting to drive as quickly and safely as possible.
Yeah, and I was just like...
trying to make every light I could.
And so with the time difference, at this point, it's already 1 a.m. on the East Coast.
Yes.
And I know... So my mom had gone to a concert that night. Something she never does.
Who?
Electric Light Orchestra.
I feel like I actually know what that is.
From the 70s. So this was like music from her childhood.
Cool.
And I was like, oh, cool. She ended up not having a great time because she's... Yeah, she likes to curl up at home and
I respect that.
And not be in the tip top of a stadium because she also is a little bit afraid of heights and it was very loud.
Totally understand.
And she was trapped in the middle. So it was a whole combination of things.
Yeah, she was happy to be back home.
Yes. Hello, Mom, by the way.
Hi, Ethan's mom.
I immediately started, I'm like, okay, LAX, where can we go? Where can we cut through? What are the options? Well, I called her. I freaked out. She's like, don't worry. Like, just be calm. We'll figure this out. And I'm like, yeah, but, it'll just kind of throw a wrench in everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, okay.
I mean, worst case.
I mean, at the end of the day, you just get on another plane.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm ready to go. I can't emotionally wait another, I don't even know how many hours.
6+ hours.
I get anxious about flying regardless.
Yeah.
And, I guess it only would have been like 7 hours. That's
not good.
Yeah,
that's not fun.
And so I'm like, okay, I can't miss this flight. I was gonna call the airport and I'm like, they don't care. Like, what are they gonna do? Stop! He's trying to make it.
Right. Because they will just put you on another flight. They're not worried about your trip at all.
I wasn't even confident.
They'll just get you there.
I was like, do they just bump me to another flight?
I think
or
so.
Are they like, oh no, you paid for that and you missed it? Which would be, I mean, I'd never fly that airline again.
Right.
But at the same time, whatever. I just knew I had to get on this plane. And so I was like, how close can we get before we're stopped? And can I hustle this and just run it? And I didn't. We were checking different spots and it was like, man, it's not any faster.
So I had my route on my phone for driving.
Yeah.
And you were checking times for walking.
Both and just directions.
Right.
You were using Apple, I was using Google.
I was using Waze.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
I usually Waze. I usually use Waze the most.
Apple sucks.
Yeah.
So I was surprised that they had a better route. That makes much more sense.
Waze is usually pretty good.
Waze is number 1. That's why Google bought them.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, they're part of Google Maps.
Didn't know that.
Waze is integrated. That's why I just use Google Maps.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's integrated, right?
Should be the same thing.
But there is a difference.
Okay.
Some people still use Waze. I don't know the difference there.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what street we got to, but it was, 30 minutes away?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we were, distance-wise, very close. Time-wise, 30 to 40 minutes away.
It was like a bubble around LAX in every direction that
you
just couldn't get through.
Yeah. And the way that we went must have been like the least commonly traversed way, because like we were cutting through like neighborhoods and stuff.
That was insane. And not only like we passed the airport, we went significantly past the airport to get there faster.
Right.
Which is just.
And I think it did.
What?
I think that worked.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
No, that's the only reason I made it, because I wouldn't have been able to get there from another direction. So I didn't check how far it was. All I was checking was time, how long to get there, and it was about 10 minutes less to walk. And I was like, well, I'm not just going to walk. I'm going to run.
Which will save you probably half that time.
Ideally.
Yeah.
And I don't remember how... Oh, no, I did check. It wasn't quite half, but...
Didn't you get out at the point where, like, the driving time and the walking time was about the same?
No, it was...
Or was it less?
If I remember, it was 30 minutes driving and 22 minutes walking.
Okay.
And that's what triggered me of, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Because I'm wasting time now being in the car.
Right.
And we were stuck, and the light was forever, and it was just chaos. And I just hopped out. I ran to one side, then I ran back to the other side. I was like trying to
You were like crossing the street and stuff?
No, right there when I got out
Oh,
of the
that's
car.
right. Yeah.
I was like, I'll follow the rules. And then like, what? No, there's nobody. I'm just going to run to the other side of the street. And also, it's LA. Everybody drives. I didn't even know if you could walk into LAX.
I know. Yeah. Are there sidewalks?
I assumed there had to be.
Right.
But I didn't know that for sure.
I saw a lot of people walking at one point.
And that's why I'm very curious what happened after I got out.
Yeah.
And so I got out and I was like, do I walk? No, I'm too anxious. So I just picked up my bag and I just started running.
Yeah.
And running and not thinking and just I focused on my destination.
Was it difficult?
What?
Carrying that bag like while you're running, or did it? It? Yeah.
It was heavy.
Yeah.
Within 5 minutes, I was soaked.
Oh God.
Like drenched. 1, I sweat a lot.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
2, I had not only a backpack, but I was carrying a carry-on. Now I did realize that I could get the same speed rolling it, and so I eventually started rolling it.
Okay.
And that helped.
Okay.
Because it wasn't as heavy.
Yeah.
But I carried it for a while.
Yeah. I would have done the same thing. I don't think I would have thought to roll it, honestly.
Yeah. Because I was like, just carry it, just pick it up and run.
Yeah.
And then I started getting tired.
Yeah.
I was like, I tried to not stop the entire time. I passed a number of people that were walking because they weren't.
I'm sure.
Not bragging, but like, thankfully, what happened?
Okay. Apologies, our video recording got interrupted there.
What's the SpongeBob technical difficulties thing? Should put that in there.
2 years later, that or
I think it's something like that. Check on that.
They do that a lot, but is there like an actual technical difficulties one?
I feel like there might be, but
okay.
I'm fuzzy on that because SpongeBob did everything.
Mm-hmm.
They literally did everything. I know this is a side note, but those memes where they're like, it's like all the different intellectual properties, and there's a SpongeBob picture.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it. Just probably one to represent him running to the airport. That's freaking SpongeBob. And but I started hustling, and the one good thing was traffic was stopped everywhere. Yeah. So I was like crossing streets, and it was a little stressful because I didn't know how to get there. And I'm like, I know where the airport is though. I'm just gonna run that direction. I was checking maps. Then I saw other people. There's a cop. I was like, which way? He's like, that way. I just kept going. Then we had to go up. Something to get. And I didn't take the ramp. There's a sidewalk that goes up and around. And
around what?
I couldn't even describe it. I'd have to look at a map. But there's a ramp that comes from the north, and it goes under that or next to that. You go up a different way though.
And it goes to like right where the first terminal is.
So eventually that is where you get out.
Yeah.
You get at the first terminal. I wasn't even confident how to get across because not only was I needing to get to the airport, I had to get to the other side. To Terminal 6.
Yeah.
And
kind of the farthest point possible.
I am just absolutely drenched at this
point. Upstairs was where you needed to be?
Yeah, that's departures. Departures is upstairs. But you can you can drop off at arrivals and just go upstairs.
Oh, that's right.
It's actually faster to do that.
Yeah.
But I crossed over to the parking structure, and thankfully there was a side. Now I know there's sidewalks all around LAX. I just took the sidewalk. I mean, I was kind of embarrassed, but I didn't care because I was like, at that point, I'm like, I'm gonna get on the plane. I don't care.
I'm sure people have seen like almost everything at an airport, anyways.
Exactly, and so I ran in. There was an escalator that literally went up right to security. Yeah. And the first security woman, where they split you to TSA, she pointed me to TSA pre, even though I wasn't. Nice. Because I was in such a. I made good time.
Like she could tell.
I had like 30 minutes.
Well, okay, so I kept going. I kept driving, right?
I'm really
because I was gonna, if I was passing, I was gonna pick you up and say like let's go.
I wish I could have told you because I was like, oh yeah, he ain't catching me.
No, well,
it was nuts.
At one point, I thought No.
So where the ramp went?
Yeah.
That's when traffic ended, and then it was clear
Right.
on whatever that street was. Is that the way you
Once I turned left off of where you got out of the car, I don't know where all the cars were going, but I drove around all of them to get to like a perpendicular street that went into arrivals, I guess it was, not departures. But I passed a ton of cars and a lot of people walking on that sidewalk. I was worried you were one of them. Like, I was trying to look, but I'm like, there's no way I could stop right here anyways.
You would have noticed me.
Yeah.
The giant man running.
But I went all the way around. I went into LAX. I went all the way around, and you had said like you were good and ready to go long before I got to Terminal 6.
Oh wow! You went all the way to Terminal 6?
I got into LAX. I don't know why. I was just curious. I just wanted to like know. No. I did. I wanted to do this. I didn't care.
You were gonna do that, yeah.
But I took the shortcut like halfway across. You know, I did that. There were a lot of people breaking laws inside of LAX driving. By the way, driving where there aren't lanes, like turning where you're not supposed to turn. It was insane.
I've seen LAX busy, but there was something different about that night.
I don't know why. Like it wasn't a holiday weekend or anything. Like
summer, but like it's still weird.
But it was still a Thursday.
And I think the map did show accident, but I didn't see any. Like I didn't see any accidents.
There's no way it could have caused that much of a backup inside of LAX though.
Yeah, so it was just for whatever reason, but
yeah, you got there long before I did.
So I don't know. So let me back up. So I got up there. She sent me to the TSA pre, and then I got to where you like show your boarding pass and your ID. The poor woman, she was so nice. She gave me paper towels to wipe myself down.
Nice.
Which barely helped.
Yeah.
But it was
because you're still
enough
hot
to stop. What was it? I think I at least got off my face.
Yeah.
And of course, so I had time. She's like, "Oh, you're good," which. So I could have gone two ways of like I didn't need to do this.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was I needed to do this. To
not stress out the entire time,
to have a little bit of breather room, because I did not want to be coming. I didn't want to spend an hour like am I not
right.
am I not
you guaranteed.
I needed it to be guaranteed. I could have walked, like that was the other thing, but I was like
yeah, no, I'm totally with you.
So I get to security and I go through security. I've flown so many times that I breeze through security.
Yeah,
my bags don't get checked, nothing.
Yeah.
Of course not today. And I don't think I've told you this part yet.
No.
So I go through the scan your body with radiation
thing,
and then I'm stuck behind somebody, and he's having to search him, and I'm just like, oh, this is so annoying. Come on, just hurry up. Because I never am stopped. I go through every single time. And then it's up to me, and they're like, step aside. And I'm just like, what? And I look back to see, because they show it either pops up green, like with a check mark.
Yeah.
It showed me.
Yeah.
My entire body was red.
Oh.
My entire body was red.
No way.
And I was just like, oh, wow.
It has like a heat map too?
It must be my internal temperature.
Wow.
And so they not just patted me.
Yeah.
But like, he's like, do you want to go back to another room? And I'm like, no. I just get this done with.
Why would they ask you?
For privacy. Because he had to go up the sides.
Okay, yeah.
And like, it really wasn't even that bad.
Did you?
He's like, I'm gonna use the outside of my hand. I'm like, dude, I literally don't care. But
feel me up. I don't care.
I was about to drop my clothes right then and there in the middle of the terminal to be like, dude, I've got enough.
Did you explain why you were that red? It's not. I mean, not
they wouldn't care. They would not care.
Okay, so but were they? I mean, they're looking for. That's so like your entire body's red. What is he looking for? That's making your entire body red.
I'm not a huge fan of the TSA. I feel like people are like, they gotta do their. I've seen enough stuff that what they do does nothing, and I've flown enough and dealt with enough BS that I just whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just get me through.
Get your job done and let me go.
Just get me through this. As I'm standing there, with the fourth motion of like, okay, now step here, now step here, now step here, now step here, now step here. I then hear, whose bag is this? Whose bag is this? Whose bag? And I look over and I'm like, yep, that's my bag. Of course. And I'm like, hi, I'm over here. I can't come. Like, I'm sorry because they're doing this. And I get over there and they're like, okay, we're gonna have to check. Blah 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 blah. It was my toothpaste.
Okay.
I was again did not plan for this trip very well.
Right.
I had a brand new toothpaste thing that I just threw in there. I was like, throw it away. I don't care.
Is that bad?
It was over the whatever the size limit is.
Okay.
Of toothpaste. So I was like, throw that away. Give me my stuff and let me get out of here.
Yeah.
and I made it through.
Nice.
And thankfully I had enough time, so I went to the bathroom and I was able to change my shirt, dry myself off, throw deodorant on because I had a carry-on, so I could get myself, because I felt bad for whoever was going to sit next to me on the plane.
Yeah.
But thankfully, because I was going to go buy a new shirt, and then I was like, I don't have to do that.
I have one.
I have everything with me, so that was at least good. No, and I got on the plane, I boarded, had a good flight, slept awkwardly 3 hours or so.
That's pretty good. I mean, that's some at
enough.
least.
No, it was enough, and I can usually do that.
3 hours of a 5-hour flight, 6 hour flight.
4.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
But it's not like I went to sleep and woke up 3 hours later.
Yeah.
It was 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes,
Yeah.
20 minutes, 15 minutes, moving, et cetera, et cetera. And I, woke up and I was there, and my mom picked me up and had a great trip. And then just because I'm not going to get into the trip, but to circle it back around to coming back yesterday.
Yeah.
So as you can see, I've got I had a little mission after Toy Story 4.
Yes.
And it had always been the plan, because my mom has all my childhood stuff that's been in storage for 15 years, was I'm going to go find these guys. I forgot I even had them until I think we talked about it and you mentioned it.
Mention what they are for the people who can't see.
So I've got Buzz Lightyear, OG, Woody, and Bullseye. Ride like the wind, Bullseye.
Like full-size toys.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the size they would be.
Are from the movie.
I had that exact same Buzz Lightyear, which is so cool.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best. Now, there are some voice box issues. I think...
On which one?
What's her name?
Gabby.
Yeah, I think Gabby might have gotten to something. But I'm actually going to look into potentially getting those going again.
That'd be cool.
I don't know how possible that is.
All three of them have voice boxes?
Not Bullseye, but
okay.
He makes noise
yes.
and he makes noise.
Cool.
I want to restore them. Yeah. I keep thinking of the
Toy Story 2
scene in Toy Story 2.
So satisfying.
I didn't realize everybody felt that way.
It's the most satisfying scene I've almost ever seen in a movie.
It's like ASMR to a certain degree because you get the sounds and stuff, but also
yes, true. Like the squeaking of the cleaning and stuff.
I almost think that's where in my brain that was established.
Yeah.
Like that movie kind of made me enjoy. I
have
a feeling maybe for a lot of people.
Yeah, I get that. I can see that.
As a kid, especially.
Yeah.
Because as you it's vivid.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else like that.
Well, and that's what I was saying last week. Like Toy Story 2.
So good.
Every scene of that movie is in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that for almost no Pixar movies, but that movie is burned into my brain.
So I found Woody, but it was great, by the way. So I have too many containers. That's for another time.
Were they at her house or in a storage facility?
No. Because everything went into a storage facility, and then when she moved back to DC, she had to take it all out. So it's in her basement under the stairs.
Okay.
I don't even know how many containers. We went through all of them. Still hadn't found them. There was one left.
Yeah.
One left. This was what my mom was even determined to find these.
Yeah.
Lift it up. Okay. Toy Story sheet. A twin bed Toy Story sheet. And I was like, okay.
On top of it or inside of it?
Yeah. You open it up and that was the front.
This is a good sign.
This is promising. I'm not getting my hopes up yet. So I lift the sheet off. There was a blanket. I see Buzz. And I'm like, oh, okay. Buzz was the one. He's the one that I have most vividly.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Bullseye too.
More than
Woody. But I knew I had Woody because I knew he went with Bullseye.
I love Bullseye.
I just love Bullseye.
I love the way his legs literally sit there the way they do it because
that's
how they got them. They're so good. They got the toys so good because they're so floppy and ragdolly that they can't sit properly.
It was to the point where I just over the years when I think about Toy Story, I'm like, wait, were these already toys, and they made a movie about them?
Yeah.
Or did it go the other direction?
Right.
Because there are I don't think Mr. Potato Head was created for Toy Story, was he?
I don't know. He's really old.
He's an OG. Some of it's mixed.
Yeah.
But no, the iconic
and the monkeys in a barrel, the soldiers. Yeah.
I did find my soldiers.
That's nice.
But I couldn't this was tight.
I was really sad they weren't in the most recent movie.
There's a reason behind that.
Okay.
Oh yeah. In 4 they explain that.
Do they?
Yeah, they leave. There's a point where they're like, our tour of service is done here, soldier.
Was it in the flashback or something?
Yeah.
Oh really?
I think it was in one of the.
Oh, were they getting shipped off as well? With Bo Peep?
I don't know. No, they bailed.
Really?
I think they were like, they took it upon themselves.
Wow.
To like move on.
They're
or
so cool. I
something.
love
like,
them.
Oh yeah, they're great. No, I picked a couple up and I smelled them.
Yeah.
Like they even have like the iconic smell. Eventually, I will get all of this stuff, which is terrifying because I don't know where I'm gonna put it.
Yeah.
But I was determined to get these ones home. I took my smallest suitcase. I know we're close.
No,
to
I'm
time,
just looking.
But I took my smallest suitcase. I was determined to get them in there. I was a little anxious, but I got them all packed perfectly. Woody is very flexible.
Mm-hmm. A little bit too flexible.
And I knew Bullseye wouldn't be a problem. I was mainly concerned with Buzz, but I'm like, he's tough plastic.
Yeah.
Kid.
He's resilient.
And so I wrapped him up. I got them all in there. Got it all sealed. I had nothing in my suitcase that required any attention. I repeat, nothing that required attention. But I still had that anxiety.
Yeah.
So I get to the airport. I don't know what that was, but that was great.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, my watch has been yelling at me for the last week, and I don't know why.
You don't know why?
Nope.
That's amazing. There's a little person trapped in there.
Just so I have this watch that if I press the button on it,
7:00 p.m.
you know, it'll tell me stuff, right? It'll talk. Yeah, I know yours can too.
It's 7:00. Good evening.
Yeah, so yours is cooler. I understand. But now mine.
Any chance to show that off?
Mine on the hour. Everyone has an Apple Watch. Not everyone has this watch. It yells the word dork at me, and I don't know why.
That's what it said?
It's called the Dork 2. The watch is called the Dork 2, and it just screams dork.
That's amazing.
I've looked it up. No one has mentioned it online. There's no reference to the fact that it does this.
Can you call Nixon?
I'm going to. I was going to on Saturday, but they were closed.
Call them and we'll talk about it next week, because I really need to know what that is.
I wish they were open right now. I'd call them right now. That'd actually be kind of funny.
That's pretty funny.
It's so annoying. Sorry, I forgot about that.
I love it. I think that's hilarious. But to wrap this up, I've got all my stuff. I got to the airport in plenty of time, so time wasn't an issue. But I should have gone through security instantly. I know where to put all my stuff in the bins. I send it right through. I'm already sitting on the other side, and the belt is going slow, and my bag's in there.
Yeah.
And I'm very in tune with that. The second it comes, they tilt it to the side, like, oh yeah, we're gonna grab that bag.
Really?
So I'm normally very calm at the airport, but I was just not having it that day.
Yeah.
Because I knew there was nothing in there.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to deal with it. I wanted to have as much time as possible to go to the terminal, get some food, and wait. So not only the woman in front of me had 3 bags that she needed to be checked, that like they had to go through, and then he's finally came over. He's like, "Is this your bag?" I'm like, "Mm-hmm." He's like, "Do you have any hazardous?" "No, I have toys." I was like not having it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna open it up."
Like, were you showing like not aggression, but like were you?
I was
visibly like upset.
Visibly irritated.
Yeah.
For like I was literally standing there shaking my head.
Yeah.
And I know like I should have just whatever, but
So was it random that they pulled yours?
no.
So they saw the toys.
Open it up. He goes through it, and he's like, I knew it. It was this guy.
Okay.
One, it's a toy that has been dead for 10 years probably.
Is it like acid or something? Like battery acid or something like that?
It's just a large shape.
Okay.
I guarantee.
Oh, when you say dead, do you mean he's dead or like there's no Buzz Lightyears anymore?
No, like there's no like active batteries that should be showing up.
Okay.
And so clearly their tech sucks.
Yeah.
Like it's a toy. My goodness, people, you should have opened it up and been like, "Oh, that's fine."
Yeah.
But no, he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to test this," and I'm just like,
test it?
Yeah.
The toy or the bag?
The toy. And I'm just like, oh my, I was just fundamentally upset, and I already knew what the result was gonna be.
Yeah.
And so he took it over, wiped it. He's like, "He's fine." I'm like,
No.
I could have told you that. And he knew I was upset. He's like, "Do you want me to help you pack your bag?"
Do not touch any more of my stuff.
Get away! I literally went and I threw my bag. Not threw it, but I set it down very aggressively on one of the side things. I packed it up and I went on my way.
So he like swabbed him?
Yeah.
What does that tell you? Is he like
that he's not a bomb?
Is he a biological weapon or something? Like
and again, they're just doing their job to keep us safe. Well, I've seen stuff that it doesn't. keep us safe.
Right.
So, like, it's like the grandma having to take their shoes off. And
Right,
it took
right.
years to have to be like, oh, we don't need to do that.
Oh, whose joke was that? There was some comedian, they were talking about seeing like an old person
yeah.
in a airport.
Oh, I feel like I've heard
and they're like
that.
patting them down. He's like,
Yeah.
look, if he's that old, just let him do it. Like,
Yeah.
whatever he's going to do,
Yes,
let him have this.
I've definitely seen that.
So
Who
funny.
is that?
I want to say it was like Dane Cook or something.
Dan Cook is the name that comes to my head, but he just makes me sad now. So, we
Hey.
saw him, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a couple times.
Regardless. The first time was good, second time was bad.
Yes.
But yeah, I got through, and then honestly, I was short on time. I had
Yeah.
enough time to eat, but I was anxious the whole time. And through all of this, I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. I will get to the airport early. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to hang out at the airport.
Yeah.
Whatnot. And I don't know if we want to use this to kick off, but that flight coming back was great.
Okay.
My flight coming back was
We
great.
bring that up because I do still have one more thing I wanted to mention as well.
Well, so it's I used my Switch the whole time.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can wait on that.
Yeah.
Before we segue.
Yeah.
What else did you want to?
Are you good? Like,
In terms of my journey, yeah.
Okay.
I'll talk about what I've
I mean, this is a complete topic switch, but
Okay.
how do you feel about this whole Area 51 thing?
So, I'm not 100% sure. It seems like, hey, internet, let's do a funny thing that we're not actually going to do.
Right.
And potentially piss off the military.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm not amused by this.
I'm not either.
No.
So I had kept seeing Area 51 pop up more and more
Yeah.
on social media and like more and more places to the point where I asked my dad, I'm like, do you know what this is? He's like, yeah, they're like going to raid Area 51 or something because they're tired of the secrets. I'm like, that's not how that works.
Nope. I'm literally like, okay, so they'll just gun them all down, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm kind of good with that.
Yeah, if you do that, you know what's going to happen? You're going to die.
And that's young Jin Z?
Sure, I don't even know.
Post millennial?
Yeah.
I know people think millennials and
Post millennial.
Oh my god. There's the title.
Yes. Yes.
You did it.
Thank you.
That's good. Oh my god. And how old is he?
24, 24.
Okay.
I'm
I'm curious. I want to check that.
Yeah.
He's right on that.
He's pretty close, yeah.
On that edge. So, but yeah, the whole Area 51 thing is really dumb. I don't understand it. Now, I know it's evolved into a meme status. But
Yeah.
like, serious things shouldn't be memes.
Like raiding the military.
That's not funny.
No.
And I think these kids don't understand.
Because here's the thing.
Anything.
I fully understand the intrigue of wanting to know what's inside Area 51.
Yeah.
You're not going to find out and then die. Like, it's not like you're saying, like, yeah, I don't care if I die. I just want to see what's inside. You're not going to get anywhere close.
And I'm
10
sorry.
miles out, you will be dead.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, people, but there's not really anything there.
Probably not.
There is some, like, Air Force tech. Like, they test that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They're not hiding aliens there.
No.
You could not if they I'm sorry, like, and this is what I think. If they legitimately found extraterrestrial intelligent life,
Yeah.
you can't hide that.
No.
You literally cannot hide that.
They would have to be way dumber than us, and therefore they wouldn't be here.
Exactly. You just couldn't contain something like that. Somebody would leak it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's too fundamentally huge.
I like the kind of prestige of like how mysterious it is. Like, regardless,
It's
like
fun.
it is super fun.
Don't do this. It takes away from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did see somebody built in dreams, and I thought that was brilliant.
Well, like the inside?
Go raid Area 51 in
Oh,
dreams.
that's cool.
I thought that, and that's why, like, do that. But
I would actually want like some people fighting back too, but like if you
Yeah.
die you can respawn and then like keep
Exactly.
going. That'd be cool.
now, the one thing that did catch my, like, attention was when I saw, and I don't know if it was legit, Chuck Norris
I didn't see this.
and Ewan McGregor
Oh.
were both saying, I'm gonna go raid Area 51 after lunch, but I'm not sure if that was legit or not.
Yeah. Like if they actually said it?
Yeah.
They might have.
I could see it.
Like I could see Mark Hamill bringing up something about it too, you know?
But I'm over it.
I just found it fascinating.
It's bizarre.
It's weird how quickly, or maybe
That's
it's been
what it is.
coming along for a long
500,000
time.
500,000 people
Have like
signed
signed
up for
on
this
to do it.
petition.
Wow.
Guaranteed 10 of them will show up.
Ah, dang it.
Because it just became a viral thing to sign up for. When you hit 500,000 people, 450,000 of those people don't care.
Right.
They're just doing it it's FOMO. It's all like, I just want to be part of this.
My favorite meme that I saw, it was like everyone agreeing to raid Area 51, right?
Yeah.
And then the picture, it said, when you're the only one that shows up, and it was Luke in front of the First Order on that planet.
Exactly. That's good.
But someone commented, they're like, by the way, Luke won that fight?
Technically, there was not a fight.
True. But they're like, may not be the best reference, but I love the visualization of that.
Flip it and you're a little more accurate.
Yeah. You have all these people raiding against...
Nothing.
Against nothing?
You're raiding nothing.
Oh.
That's more accurate.
You just blew my mind.
Like, because I'm thinking about that, I'm like, yeah, you're right.
But you still lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it's just dumb.
That's fantastic.
That's the moral of that story.
Cool. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with some game talk.
Yep.
Hey, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Ethan.
And you're listening to the Huber Rebels podcast on HuberRebels.com. All right, and we're back. We're going to talk about some games. You had mentioned you were playing your Switch on the plane.
Yep, so first flight was a red-eye. I slept the whole time. I literally look at plane travel now as, ooh, what game can I beat?
Yeah.
Or what game can I make progress on? Which just blows my mind because all the traveling I did when I was younger. And dreaming of being able to do that. And it's a reality.
What would you do when you were younger?
So I had a Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And they would have movies on the plane. But you were at their mercy. What movie are they going to show on the screen in the middle of the aisle that everybody tunes into? That maybe you can see, maybe you get... Right, we forget.
Right.
That was even what it was
I
like.
I think I have experienced that before.
And side note, because I just remembered, but I think I had my DS at the time. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it was a Game Boy. But I was on... Air Milan. I can't remember what... No. What was that? Alitalia, the Italian airline, flying through Milan, transiting at some point, and what?
I'm trying to think of Ehrlich's company from Silicon Valley.
Oh my God!
It's all like aeroporto or something like that. Aviato.
Oh my God! So
when you
good.
said that, that's just what that reminded me of. Alitalia.
So this moment is burned into my brain because it's the only time this has ever happened on a flight. So, no internet. This is back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
No internet. You gotta turn your electronics off for takeoff and landing.
Is that not a thing anymore?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you just have to turn your electronics off, not unplug or disconnect. Turn them off.
Okay.
Like your physical electronics can't have power going to them.
I really thought that was still a thing.
No.
Or like internet turned off or something.
Yes.
Okay.
That, yes.
Okay.
Internet. Because there's
stuff
in
that
the
needs
air.
to work.
One, that actually doesn't matter now.
Sure.
But go back in time and power. It doesn't connect to anything. How
Right.
can that possibly be interfering?
Right.
Misconception. It was actually the reason they had you turn off your electronics was because they wanted you... So takeoff and landing are the two most risky points of a flight.
They want you to pay attention?
They want you alert, attentive, paying attention to the instructions, ready to act if something goes wrong. That was the idea. And once I learned that,
I can understand that. Yeah.
But when you're up in the air, ain't nothing matter.
Yeah.
Do what you want. This flight, I had my Game Boy or whatever, and they were like, oh, I'm sorry, you can't use electronics on the flight. And I was just like...
We just have to be archaic when we're flying in the air?
No, that's not how that works.
Is my watch okay for you, miss?
Regardless, I just remember that. But now we've got Switch with full-on... It's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
However, I was playing a much simpler game. So when I was...
Coming back.
Yeah, coming back to modern day. So when I was in DC, Nintendo had a sale, and I wanted to get a new game. There were a couple that I was looking at, but I settled on Yoku's Island Express.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
No.
It's awesome. So there's a demo. You should actually download the demo.
Okay.
See if you like it. It's so good.
Okay.
So what it is, I don't know the exact genre, but the way I would classify it would be 2D pinball platformer.
Okay. Not at all what I was expecting.
It's very unique. Oh, pinball platformer Metroidvania.
Okay.
So Metroidvania, I don't know if you've ever played one, the idea is you gain abilities over the course of the game that help you unlock areas. So you're moving back and forth.
Yeah.
So you could start the game and there's a door you can't go in.
Like the Lego games. You have to go back through it again the second time, like with characters that you've unlocked.
Similar
Sort
to
of
that.
like that kind of idea.
That's pretty close. That's that I would say Metroidvania aspects.
Yeah.
Because the game's not structured around that.
Sure.
Because that's bonus stuff usually.
Okay.
This is
you have to
progress.
Okay.
You have to gain abilities to move forward
Cool.
through the game.
Cool.
And if they do it good, it happens naturally. This is why Metroid is as big as it is.
Yeah.
Even though it should be bigger. They pioneered this back in the day, back in the 80s, and it's been getting better. Anyways, so this game has some of those aspects. The premise behind the game.
So
Yes.
are you a ball the whole time?
So no, that's what I'll explain.
Okay.
There is a ball. The premise, it's genius.
Yeah.
It really is. The premise behind the game is you are a beetle
Okay.
who has moved to this island to be the new postmaster. You
Okay.
have a ball that you are attached to, and you are essentially rolling or pulling this ball through the world to move through. There are also platforms that you can spring you up, and paddles.
Okay.
So-
Yeah.
While there's a general level to move through, there's also little sections that is pinball.
Okay.
And you are using the triggers. The right trigger is tapped to orange, to one color, and the left trigger is tapped to blue.
So like if you see orange or blue, you know which one you
know.
have to
I
push.
still get mixed up every once in a while. I don't know. I want blue to be right,
Yeah.
but it's not. And then there's some that are mixed, so you can do either or.
I would actually want it the other way around. That's interesting. I would want blue to be left.
Well, it is, so you're good to go.
Okay, cool.
And I played the demo. I heard people have good things to say about this game. I played the demo, and I'd always wanted to get it, but I didn't want to pay full price. I don't like to pay full price. I have all these other games, but I was on vacation. It was half off, best deal, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. This is gonna be the game I play while I'm here. So I played it on and off. It's like 8-9 hours long, maybe. I'm trying to 100% it. I love it so much.
Cool.
And so I played it on and off, but I literally, from the second I sat down on the plane and got on my seat,
Yeah.
before we even took off, I turned it on, and I was in that game until the wheels hit the ground in LA.
That's awesome.
And
That's a great experience.
that is,
I mean, like, did you forget you were flying?
so because I've like been dealing with like some flying anxiety, but I've been getting better. It was bumping, and I didn't care.
Cool.
I was like, I'm playing this game. I don't care. Take us down. I'm gonna play this till we crash.
Yeah.
I'm like, try to get as far through this game as I can.
You said it's 2D.
Yes.
Is it like from the side?
Yeah, side scrolling.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great, beautiful hand-drawn graphics.
Yeah.
Like, all the characters, everything is.
Is
great.
it like 8-bit kind of looking, or it's like
hand-drawn.
detailed?
Like hand-drawn, beautifully detailed.
Cool.
Really great art style, very colorful. It's a summer game. I like to play games seasonally.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I was like, this is perfect. And I'm very close to finishing it now. But man, once you get the hook and the gameplay loop, you can just, I want to unlock that area and then unlock that area and then go back and get that and get that and get that and just complete it all.
Yeah.
And sometimes games can be overbearing and overwhelming. It flows so well.
Is it just kind of like a friendly vibe? Like, is there like
Yes.
there's nothing like negative about it? It's
No.
just, you're just going from point A
It's-
to point B. Like,
It's a happy old time.
that's really
The
cool.
characters are fun. So something has gone very wrong.
Okay.
One, you're the new postmaster, so you've shown up. The old postmaster.
The other one got murdered.
Peace. No, he's literally there. He's like, peace. I'm out.
Okay.
This is up to you, and you're just like, okay. So there's little like mailman type stuff throughout the game. You gotta stuff. There's mailboxes all over the island. You just throw letters in them. It's not anything crazy.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of other stuff. But the pinball mechanics, it's just so unique. There's no other game that I can think of that's quite like this.
Yeah.
I love pinball,
Yeah.
but I'm not a huge fan of just pinball games,
Uh-huh.
at least before. Now I kind of want to play.
Wanna play some more?
I want to play some more pinball games.
I have another question.
Yeah.
The paddles. Are you paddling the beetle or the ball?
The ball.
So the ball's in front of you?
Or behind you.
Oh, either or?
So, what's interesting about this is it's pinball where you can manipulate the ball.
Okay.
So you're not 100% relying on the physics. Now the game pushes and pulls you, bumps you a little bit within a framework, so that you don't go flying off the screen. Now that is possible in some areas, but if you're trying to complete like one section, it'll keep you contained.
And
reasonably so.
The beetle's just along for the ride?
Oh, you're essentially controlling him to push the ball.
Oh.
Right? So you're controlling the momentum of the ball on the ground.
Okay.
And then also along with the paddles. So like you can... So say the ball's rolling down.
Yeah.
You can slow it down.
Yeah.
Rather than just like, I gotta time this perfectly. Like, you still have to time it perfectly.
Here's what I was imagining in my head. You know the balls from like Jurassic World? Where like the people sit inside of?
Yep.
That has nothing to do with it. But like those balls, right? Rolling. Imagine like someone's like hogtied to the back of it.
Yep.
Like 10 feet back and just being dragged. That's what I was thinking he was dealing with.
So imagine you hit it, the ball goes flying, and then he gets yanked on a string with it.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's not
okay.
stuck to the ball.
Yeah,
There's a gap.
He's like being pulled.
Yeah.
Oof, that doesn't sound fun.
Oh, it's kind of hilarious though, because you get some crazy, like you're flying all over the place.
Yeah.
You forget that there's a beetle like along with the ride.
Right.
But it's also got an interesting story. Like you're trying to save stuff without giving too much away. It's not too long, so it's just like it's a good length. Where I was full in and I'm like getting close to beating it. I'm like, yeah, this feels good. I'm gonna do everything.
Yeah.
So I'm very close to beating that. I highly recommend it.
Cool. I'll get the demo for sure.
Definitely check out the demo. I'll report back once I actually finish it. Hopefully it ends up.
Sounds like you can do that within a week.
Oh, tonight or maybe not tonight, but definitely by next week I'll have it done.
Cool.
So I played that and.
Can you explain the story that you texted me about where someone asked you?
Oh my god! So I was playing this the entire flight.
Right.
Also, I'm not gonna lie, it still feels badass to pull a switch out and be fully entertained while everyone around you is probably like, another flight, 5 hours, watch a movie or something. And I'm just here just like going literally nonstop from start to finish. The stewardesses and whatnot come by multiple times and I'm just in this game the whole time.
Yeah.
And they were...
Like headphones in and everything? Like you're completely in your world?
I started with my Apple headphones.
Yeah.
And then I was like, plane's too loud. So I brought my Arctis ones that I use for... shout out to Arctis. The best headphones.
I love them. I'm so happy you recommended those.
Literally the greatest headphones.
Maya has them too, right?
Yep.
Oh, they're so good.
Like, they're the greatest headphones I've ever used.
I mean, and I had never heard of them before you told me about them.
I don't even remember how I found them exactly, but I'm all about quality, and the price point is reasonable. And so that was great. I put those in, I put my seat back, and I was comfy. The only annoying thing was I have never seen a flight from start to finish that there was a line for the bathroom the entire time.
Really?
And I'm like, I didn't need to
Not really that you've never seen that, but that's what happened.
I've never seen that before.
That is crazy.
Like, did nobody go to the bathroom before this flight? Like, and everybody I've told that to had the same reaction.
Yeah.
I was just like, I wasn't upset. I had to go, but I held it.
Like, how long?
5 hours.
How long of a line?
No, so there was somebody in the bathroom
at all times.
The entire
Gotcha. It wasn't like 5 people deep or anything.
At points it was.
Wow.
Like, I would get up and just check, and I'd be like, what's wrong with all? Like, everybody throughout the plane was just like, are people done? Getting up like constantly. I'm just like, did nobody go to the bathroom before?
You know what the airport has? Lots of bathrooms.
And it's like, yeah, I get that. People have, like, normally there's periods where you're looking, you're like, oh, no one's in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Not a single second for the entire flight. It was just bizarre. I've never noticed that. Never thought about that.
Is there a way to visualize if you're not right next to the bathroom, if there's someone in or not? Like, is there a light that you could tell, like, from the front if it's, like, in use or not?
Yeah.
I'm just so, like, inexperienced with flying. I'm curious. I'm gonna get some experience pretty soon.
It's either red or green.
Okay.
And I had to get up a few times, and I thankfully I had a plug, so I had my switch plugged in and charging, my headphones plugged in the top.
Yeah.
I mean, I was all suited up.
Yeah. You're in your little zone.
Grand old time.
Nice.
The moment that the dream will be completed is once they add Mario 64 in some way, shape, or form to the Switch.
Yeah.
and I already did Odyssey. Odyssey was one of the best times I've ever had on a plane.
That was your like flight game.
Atlanta work trip, Atlanta to LA.
Cool.
Odyssey from start to finish.
Yeah.
And that was when I was still a little more anxious, so it helped a lot. But yeah.
So what did the person say to you?
So I was
You were in your
noticeable.
zone. Yeah.
I even realized I was like, someone behind the seat was probably could have been watching me the whole
Sure.
time. And
Might have been
it's
a good time
weird-
for them.
It's a weird game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure people were like, what is he playing?
Right.
So one of the stewardesses, who I think was flirting with the, it was either an air marshal or, he was all suited up, or a pilot. Sometimes they put pilots on planes as passengers.
Okay.
Because then the pilot will get off at the destination, and then they have a pilot
Right.
ready to. I don't know if that's what was
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on.
yeah.
There was clearly somebody behind me
That wasn't just a regular.
that was
Pedestrian.
doing something, and the stewardess kept talking with him. And
Yeah.
it sounded like she was flirting with him. It was a bunch of young ladies, and then. Because I didn't talk to them, I was just like, no water, like for the whole flight. I had a bottle, thankfully. And towards the end of the flight, because I'm sure they were wondering.
You're on the aisle?
Yeah, I was on the aisle. I'm sure they were wondering, oh, are you playing Zelda? And it was just such a... I've heard of that Zelda game,
Uh-huh.
so every game must be
That's
Zelda.
one of the 3 games that people play, right?
And I was just like, no. How do I explain what I'm playing?
You're like, trust me, you don't even want to know what I'm playing. Like, don't worry about it.
I forget that most of the world doesn't understand video games.
Yeah.
And I heard, again, I think this was on a podcast recently, talking about, like, when they heard somebody talking about video games in public, wrong. Like, everything they were talking about was just wrong. Oh, it was a Zelda. They heard people talking about Breath of the Wild. Okay, this guy was at the gym climbing. Who was
Are you sure this wasn't the guy you saw at the gym a couple weeks ago that was talking about Game of Thrones? It could have been the same guy.
No, I wasn't working out. That was a dinner. Their lunch thing at the gym.
But it might have been this guy.
No, but this guy went to a rock he went climbing.
Uh-huh.
And this was an article on Kotaku, I remember now. He went to the gym climbing and heard people talking about Zelda, and it, like, caught your ear. 'Cause
Yeah.
when you hear people talking about video games in public,
Yeah.
it, like, gets your attention. And they were wrong. Oh, they were trying to come up with the sound that they're like, hey, you know those things that you find?
The Korok
They're
seeds.
like under rocks and stuff. But like they've played the game and don't even understand what it's
I
called.
haven't played the game in over a year, and I know the name of it.
And it's just I'm like, oh, people play video games like that. They're just like, oh, this is a fun thing that I just.
That's fine.
Oh, it's 100% fine.
Yeah.
But that's so not me, and so as is the guy that works for Kotaku.
Right.
So it's a fascinating experience.
Yeah.
And it's like you want to chime in and correct them, and he said it was just a hilarious experience of them trying to figure out the sound that they make.
Yeah.
I couldn't even come up with the
No,
sound.
I couldn't either.
They
I can
got
hear
it,
it in
though.
my head.
They did get
Like,
it. It was yeah, it's like a yeah, like something like that. I can't do it. But I just I was like, you don't want to be that person.
That someone else is like listening to you and judging you about.
Well, no, that's like, I know everything about games. Let me explain this, because other people are just like, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay, I see
Like,
what you're
if
saying.
I tried to explain the game, like,
to the stewardess, like
she'd be like,
it would be so over her head.
what?
A pinball beetle? Why?
What
What? I can barely understand Mario.
So that was a good flight.
Nice. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
So, yeah, boy.
I sadly have only played CTR. Again, we've brought this up every episode of the podcast so far, but
It's not sad.
so okay, 2 things. The Grand Prix is gonna be over soon, so I'm concerned. I want to get the stuff, but I played a little bit of online.
Did it get better?
Yeah, definitely, for
okay,
sure.
Great.
People are so freaking good at that game.
It's like Mario Kart.
It's no, to another level.
Really?
You can play Mario Kart, and like the first place person won't be an entire lap ahead of you.
That's the items.
In what?
Mario
in
Kart,
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart
Yeah.
has the items that even everything out.
There's only
CTR
one item I can think of in CTR that will go and get first place, and it's really not even that
Is it the
devastating.
electric ball?
The electric ball
I
thing.
still don't understand how that works.
And even still, I don't think it will go that far.
No.
I think it'll just fizzle out.
Yeah.
People have the drifting and the boosting and stuff down so much, it's insane. Like at best I can get like 5th or 4th place. And some of the challenges for the Grand Prix, require you to, if you choose to do these,
Wait, you have to do online for the Grand Prix?
for some of them.
Okay.
For some, actually, and that's a good point. This challenge you might not have to, but like for example, this one challenge is start the last lap in last place and win the race. When I realized you can do it offline, that was so much better. But online, absolutely impossible. So I was watching videos all week of like how to like maximize your boosting and drifting and stuff. I'm like, okay, if I practice this a lot, I can get better. Do I really want to do that? I don't think so. I think I just want to enjoy the game. But it's still fun. There's a lot of XP that you have to get in order to unlock this stuff, so I don't think I'm going to be able to. But
Guaranteed when Spyro pops up, that's all
you'll grind that, yeah.
I'm saving it.
But I want that like main
want all of them.
trophy girl, you know?
I want all of them, but time.
I know. It's a bummer.
That is a bummer.
But yeah, that's all I've played.
It makes me wish I had CTR on Switch, but I can't do that.
It's a PlayStation game.
It's a PlayStation
First
game.
and only.
Just like Spyro
Yeah.
on PlayStation.
I mean, it's...
I might get it on Switch because it
yeah, but they won't talk to each other, though, you know?
No.
Wait, get what on Switch?
Spyro.
Oh, okay.
Like if, you know, I platinum the PlayStation, Switch version goes on sale, I'm like, I'm going to get that so I have that.
So I can play it
permanently.
wherever I want.
But that's like a down the road thing. Same with, I probably wouldn't even get
I
it.
paid its respect to PlayStation, but now I can play it on the go if I want to.
Yep. And that's kind of my thought process. So yeah, if I platinum CTR, it's overwhelming.
I know. It really is.
Oh,
But it's so good that they've made it overwhelming, you know? Like,
Yeah.
there's so much stuff in it that...
And that's what was kind of nice about just playing one game and just zeroing in on it.
Yeah.
And I also, the other game I played and finished, I don't remember if I talked about this last week, was Celeste.
Yeah.
So there was an epilogue. I can't remember. Did we talk about this last week?
I don't think you had played the epilogue yet.
So I was looking today. Somebody made a really immature Reddit post. They were really upset about the epilogue. There's actually no more story, so I think I'm actually done with Celeste for now.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to go back and grind everything out, I might do that. But I did this story and I feel great. I had an awesome time playing that game. So that's another check mark. Finish up Yoku and then on to the next one.
Yeah.
Whatever that may be.
Cool.
I do have one last thing to say.
Yes.
You need to finish Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I know
Oh.
that I might be calling ourselves out right now, but I was listening to either Beyond or NBC, and Brian Altano, who is somebody who I thoroughly enjoy listening to.
Yeah.
He's just weird and goofy and is who he is, and he doesn't care what anybody thinks.
I get all those IGN guys mixed up in my head, but yeah, I know the name for sure.
And he made a comment that stuck with me that we need to be careful of. He said, yeah, on every podcast people say we need to finish this game, and they never do.
I've already been mindful of that.
So we need
to do it.
Be careful.
Yeah.
If we say we're gonna not just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play this game
Just for the sake of bringing it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we ain't no fakers.
But I don't think that's not what we're doing though.
No.
You know, like I genuinely want to play it.
But it's just this like we gotta make sure we do it.
Live up to
And
it.
I actually like it because it's motivating me
Yeah.
to turn that game on and play it.
Yeah.
To the point where I used to get up before school and play video games, and if I end up having time, I'll do that. He does that.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I was like, you can do that as an adult? You can get up in the morning and play video games?
He probably has a nice schedule though, right? Or
No. he gets
he's
up.
like at 8 to 9 to 5 kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
IGN's it's a pretty like...
Structured.
Yeah, they say once 5 o'clock hits, that office is empty.
Cool.
Which I think is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, just something to keep in mind.
Okay. No, I like that.
I don't think we've crossed that line, but...
No, we're early on, but I agree. Like, I've thought about that. I'm like, wow, I said 2 episodes that I would play Spider-Man, and I still haven't. But,
yeah.
Okay, I will.
I'll yell at you.
I will.
Do it, it's so good.
I know.
I've been seeing with Far From Home. There's another one. Far From Home.
Uh-huh.
Did you already think about that?
Yeah. I was going to try and tie it.
Here we go. But I'll let you segue it. But with them adding all the my hype for Spider-Man is kind of risen, so I do want to go back and do the DLC. I might just
play the whole thing over.
Finish that up before like I jump into another new game.
Gotcha. That'll be good because then we'll both have like the game in our heads and stuff.
Do that. Ever since E3, man, I want to go swing through some streets.
I know.
That's so much fun.
Oh, I did watch a video. It was Hat
video?
Films, and they played the... I don't know, it couldn't have been official, because it was garbage, but it was the free-to-play Spider-Man Far From Home VR game. It was the worst game I think I've ever seen in my life.
I haven't heard of that, so that must be some weird
Something
thing.
someone made. It was like you could like shake your hand. I mean,
Yeah.
like it worked, you know,
Yeah.
but it was such. I was seeing him like swinging through the streets and stuff, and it just made me want to play Spider-Man, where it
Yeah.
actually feels nice and real and legit and beautiful, and yeah. So I need to play that. I know.
Well,
Okay, I'm not gonna make any promises, but I will really try my hardest to play that for next week.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
That's only fair.
Speaking of Spider-Man Far From Home, when we come back from a quick break, we are going to talk about some movies, including Spider-Man Far From Home.
So stay tuned. Hey, I'm Ethan,
And I'm Jordan.
and you're watching the Huber Rebels podcast on HuberRebels.com. Is that Chewbacca?
It is Chewbacca. Chewbacca from Star Wars, which is a movie, which is the segment that we're in. We're going to talk about movies now.
Look at that.
Um,
So Captain Marvel is a movie.
So is Toy Story. So is, not MacGyver. Minecraft, hopefully, soon to be.
Yes, one day.
Yeah. Okay, so there's like 2 movies that we've both seen, and I have a couple other movies that I've seen that I want to just bring up.
Okay.
Let's talk about the 2 movies that we've seen without spoiling them.
Okay, I have a news piece I wanted to touch on.
Cool.
It is MCU related.
Okay.
Do you want to touch on that after Spider-Man or before Spider-Man?
I don't know what it is, so I don't know.
Did you see director was announced?
For what?
Thor 4.
No. It's
Or-
not Taika?
Or for Thor.
Thor.
It is.
Okay, good.
But he wasn't confirmed before.
It should only be him.
Akira has been delayed. So he's producing a live action version of Akira, the famous anime.
Okay. Oh, I
which
have heard of that.
As the 2020, it was from the 80s, and in it is the 2020 Olympics in Neo Tokyo.
Interesting.
And when the
Oh,
2020
what?
Olympics I knew that before, and so I was like, that was so cool.
Yeah.
I was so excited for that. Yes, so he was confirmed for Thor 4 because
Good.
that got delayed. Yeah, it's one of those things, right? Man, he's just full of ideas. He also wants to do an animated Flash Gordon. Just like,
I've
dude,
also heard of that, yeah.
whatever you want to do.
Have you seen Flash Gordon?
Do it. No.
It's wonderfully terrible.
Isn't he a like superhero?
Nope, he's a football player. He's a football player that like gets abducted and taken into space, and he has to save like some planet or something.
Oh. Okay, so I'm kind of right.
Well,
You're like, no, he's a football player.
no, he's
Like,
not a superhero.
But he's like a spaceman.
No, he's on a plane. Like
What am I thinking?
he
of?
literally, I kind of forget how it starts, but he essentially gets abducted.
Batman's not a space hero.
That's not Flash Gordon. Or it may be, but that's not what he is in the movie at all. He is a football player. Like, he's a quarterback for the Jets or something. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't. Apologies, I'm so confused right now. He's the hero of a space opera adventure comic strip from 1934.
Okay, interesting.
That's
The
what
movie
think
might have
of.
been based on a comic, and in the comic, maybe he is a superhero. I'm not sure.
He's not. I don't think he has superpowers. He's
Right.
just like he's the charming spaceman.
No. Well, okay, so all I know is the movie, and in the movie,
Yeah.
he is just a simple football player, human from Earth, who just has to save the day with what he has. Like, he does nothing special or fantastic.
Okay.
But
It says he was created to compete with Buck Rogers. It was that 20s, 30s. I don't even know, that era of space fantasy.
Yeah.
Space opera fantasy.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Regardless, I think
it is worth seeing. It's a good
It
time.
sounds pretty fun.
It's a good time.
So what movies are we gonna kick it off with?
So were you done with the Taika? Were you just bringing up the Taika?
That was really the only.
Okay. Let's just touch briefly on Spider-Man. Like, I don't want to like dive super in depth into it. Also because I don't want to spoil it. And since talking about Spider-Man also essentially spoils Endgame, I don't want to talk too much about it either. Let's just talk about what we thought. If you want to do that,
You go first, or should I go first?
can I go first?
You go. You should definitely go first.
It's towards the bottom of my list of Marvel movies. I don't know.
And that's okay.
It was thoroughly entertaining. Just, I found it extremely annoying. A lot of it. And I don't know, maybe I'm dumb, but
No, you're not dumb. That's what opinions are.
It didn't work for me.
That's the beauty of the MCU is there's so much variety that
Yeah.
you don't have to love them all. As long as they continue the continuity.
The weird thing is, it was the same director as the first one, which I love. Yet this one just felt so different to me. I have a problem with movies where, like, I can't remember all my problems with it.
Yeah.
The epitome of my problems with it, or when I think of all the annoyances of the movie, I picture the couple, and like they just exuded annoying.
The moment that happened, and I just looked over, I was like, oh, he's not on board.
It was so cringy and terrible, and like everything just was sort of feeding off of that, and I was just like, just get to the superhero stuff. I'm fine with the teen romance. Like, I loved Peter and MJ. They're great actors. They had a great chemistry.
Yeah. But
there was just so many other things. The JB Smoove, like, what was the point of his character?
What do you mean?
He wasn't in the first one, was he?
The
he was just there to kind of be silly and stupid.
I can't remember if he was in the first one.
I don't think he was.
But he was a teacher. Like, I was fine with that.
But he served no purpose other than to just be kind of an idiot.
I think he was less of an idiot than the other guy.
But he's established. Like, he was in the first movie as their, like, debate leader guy. And then they just tacked this guy and like, we need some funny lines. Like, let's get another guy to...
I think that they're going to Europe. So I get that they needed another chaperone. I didn't need it to...
Every single one of his lines, though, I just shook my head. I'm like, why? Like, that wasn't funny. That really? Just is... Less than half of the jokes in this movie landed with me. Yeah. And I don't know. And it bummed me out a little bit.
And that's okay. I was all in.
Yeah.
From the start to finish.
Yeah.
So this, I'm trying to think at what point, but I picked up on what they were doing. So I'm torn to get into spoilers.
No, don't. I don't want to. After last week, I don't want to do spoilers because we talked about Toy Story when it's still in theaters.
Yeah.
You know, granted we warned you, but I think spoilers are okay if something's out of theaters.
I'm not gonna tell. So I don't think that this is a spoiler that matters.
If not, I can. If it is, I can cut it.
In terms of the couple.
That's fine.
So I had a
because I saw it coming from a mile away.
This is the way I look at it. Yeah. No. And that's kind of what I'm gonna say. So. The first movie, everybody knows Spider-Man and MJ, Peter and MJ. The first movie hinted at it, but didn't really give you an indication.
Well, because he was into a different girl.
Of where that was going to go. They hinted at it. So with this movie, and also what was the first movie? One of the core things in the first movie was Ned, right?
Yes.
Ned and Peter's relationship.
Mm-hmm. Which is great.
Key.
Yeah.
This movie had to get away from that. Because it wasn't going to be about them. And I love how they did that, personally, because
Spider-Man had to be going through stuff on his own, right?
He had to, I've been on enough school trips. I haven't quite seen that happen, but that so happens in high school, like all the time, and like no, you know what? I probably have been on a school trip where people date for the trip.
Yeah.
I wasn't that person.
Yeah.
So. It was familiar in terms of, like, I was more like Peter. I was always interested in a girl, but nothing ever really...
Oh, dude, when he was, like, coming up with a plan of, like, how everything's gonna work, I'm gonna buy this thing and give it to her here. Like, I've done that a couple times in my life. Like,
and so that's why I look at Ned and whatever the girl's name was as... I can't think of another way they could have gotten him away. And given the context of the trip, it was the perfect way for him to be so cringy of, like, get away... I don't want to deal with you now. And so when he said, this is going to be a bro trip, and he was pushing that, and Peter's like, I'm into the girl. And then he said, and I was like, oh my God, they're going to do it. He's going to be like, I have found a love. And it's going to be this horrible cringe fest for the whole movie. And I even had a feeling that the second they landed back in the States,
that it would be over.
That it would be over. Because it facilitates the plot of the movie.
Yeah.
The next movie can be back to...
normal.
To normal.
Yeah.
But for this movie was... the end of Phase 3. Tricky.
3 or 4?
3.
Is it only 3? Oh,
This
wow.
is
I
the
thought
end
we were
of-
in 4 for some
No,
reason.
So this is the end of Phase 3, and they. I'm not gonna talk about any of the bigger
No.
stuff. But just in terms of like the vibe of the movie, I thought that was a good way to separate them.
That's a great point.
Because who is Ned? He is the I want to be your chair guy on the computer.
Yeah.
And they even touched on that a few points during the movie of like he was.
Didn't he even literally say that
jealous.
in the first one? Like he wants to be chair guy or something?
Which was great. Like,
Yeah.
That was one of the best parts of the first movie.
Yeah.
And they like hinted like he was getting really sad about like, but like first he distances himself essentially, and then that allows the space for Peter to kind of do his thing.
Yeah.
And so I definitely just saw it as means to an end, and give us some cheesy lines or whatever. That's kind of just it's high school, it's Spider-Man. That's what they're known for. I totally get how you feel.
You made a great point, and I get what you're saying, and I after you said that, I do think it might have been necessary.
Yeah.
It just felt a little bit oversaturated.
Oh, 100%.
To the point where I'm like, I'm really tired of this. Like, can
Yeah.
we get past this point now? When it got to like the good stuff, like the action with Mysterio and like everything that happens, from like the second half of the movie on, that stuff was great. And then, not going to spoil anything, but
literally nothing wrong with that. But
No.
I know that was like the word we were kind of like
Yeah.
differentiated on that, so I wanted to show kind of how I was thinking about that.
And
Yeah.
best mid-credit scene of all time,
Period.
hands down.
That's all we're gonna say.
Best credits, any mid, post,
okay, yeah,
anything,
yeah.
just
Moving
credit
that
scene
moment.
of all time.
Yep. I talked to somebody at work, and without giving it away, they were like, "Oh yeah, that's right."
It doesn't blow people's minds. I've talked to people too. I'm like,
What's wrong with you? They're just like, "Oh yeah, uh-huh," and I'm just like, "No," because to me, no, I'm not gonna say anything.
If you've seen it, you know what we're talking about.
I'm not gonna
If
say
you haven't
anything.
seen it, go see it and find out what we're talking about. It's incredible.
Because there's even hints. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the next Spider-Man movie.
Spider-Man.
One other thing
Yeah.
that I didn't realize until after the movie and even reading some stuff was I forget that this is a Sony-made movie. This isn't even
Marvel Studios.
Disney.
Oh.
And it's a Sony-made movie that's part of the MCU.
That's
How
crazy.
bizarre is
Yeah.
that? And it was really noticeable, I think, at the end, and that's why it actually works that it's Phase 3, because the end of this movie didn't set up Phase 4. It set up the next Spider-Man movie,
Right.
which is also a Sony movie.
Right.
And so they somehow mixed and did this perfect kind of...
They're just kind of doing their own thing, but like leaving him open for
So
Marvel to do whatever they want.
beautiful. And now that this is the third, fourth, fifth, 1, 2, 3,
Four.
4, fifth time that we've seen Spider-Man.
Is that it? Oh yeah! Holy
This is the
crap!
fifth- yeah, dude. 3 years. Civil War was 3 years ago. Fifth time that we're seeing Spider-Man. It is amazing. I shouldn't say it's amazing. I've forgotten how mind-blowing that is.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he first showed up, it was like, this isn't supposed to be possible.
Right. I remember that. That was
And
crazy.
then we're just like, okay, now he's officially part of the MCU. And it's like, no, they're still doing a balancing act with this.
Yeah.
And they're pulling it off
Flawlessly.
flawlessly.
Regardless of how I feel about this movie, like it's a job well done
Yeah.
that these studios are playing
So-
ball. Like that's good.
In terms of like non-spoiler, subverted expectations better than I was expecting, which is the key to me.
Even though I saw some things coming, like
Yeah.
I knew some things and it still worked.
Yeah, because I tend to overthink and
Yeah.
like overanalyze,
Yeah.
and so when I do that and I'm wrong, it makes me so happy. I'm not like I was wrong. I'm like, thank God I didn't get it right. I'm always afraid like I figured out the plot,
Right.
and then I'm like, oh, thank God. Once I get a hint that I didn't figure out the plot, I can enjoy it much more.
Right. Sticking on the Disney trend, you saw Aladdin this week, which I'm very happy about.
Wow.
Blew my no, sorry, didn't blow my
It blew my mind.
It far exceeded my expectations.
It blew my mind. That maybe I'm exaggerating, but it might be. So I think biggest jump from initial trailer
Yeah,
to movie.
that I can think of
to
for
be
sure.
fair, not pre-movie to movie, because after the second trailer, I was like,
I was more on board.
No, okay, this isn't.
I agree.
Train wreck. They
I
made
totally
a really
agree.
bad first trailer, and they fixed that.
Yeah, they probably had some damage control after the first
Oh yeah.
trailer or something, but
Not a single person liked that first trailer.
No.
It's just a bad trailer.
yeah.
But I have a couple like key things, but I want to know what you, since you saw it first, I want to know what you thought.
Dude, I loved it so much. It just made me deeply happy the entire time.
Smiling
Yeah, me too.
From start to finish.
From the very beginning, like when the Arabian Nights song and they're like going through Arabia, I was like, oh, this is so good. And I hadn't even seen like most of the movie. I was ready for it to still disappoint me a little bit,
Yeah.
but right off the bat I was loving it.
What were your hesitations going in?
It wasn't Will Smith, or it wasn't the genie, because like
Okay.
the genie did look weird, but then when they came out with the trailer where like he's not always blue, I'm like, okay, that's fine.
This makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wasn't fully connecting with it.
Yep.
It felt like
Because it's different.
someone else's recreation of it. It didn't fully feel like Disney.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you watch it.
And it's just so deeply saturated with Disney.
On.
It's oozing Disney.
Yeah. God. I can't wait to go see it again.
I wish I had seen it again right now.
It's still
Like,
out.
yeah, I know.
No. Oh, so that's what I was gonna say. We're gonna go see it again because I'm still trying to get my grandma.
Take
to
me
see
with
it.
you because I really want to see it.
Maya and I we're gonna go see it, and I know you said you wanted to see it
Yep,
again.
yep,
I was
yep,
like,
yep.
Perfect. If we have time, I'm so down.
All of the almost all of the casting was perfect. There's one character I didn't love.
So that was why I was asking about hesitation.
Yeah.
Because I was curious going in. What
I didn't.
hesitations
Do
had.
you know what I'm talking about? Do you think
I'm guessing.
Jafar
So
didn't work for
hot
me?
Jafar.
Hot Jafar. I know.
Was all I remember.
Did you hear
from
about
the
that on
previews.
Kind of Funny? Because they call him Hot Jafar all the
I
time.
know. I think that was the.
That is that just the
that
thing?
was the go-to.
Yeah.
From trailer 1.
Yeah.
Was Hot Jafar. So
yeah.
I was very concerned about him. I'm actually post-movie. I'm good with him.
He didn't work for me.
I think he could have been better, but I'm good with him.
Like, and it's not just.
It's a hard character to do in live action, which is what I realized.
There's plenty of people that can be like very animated. He was a very animated character, you know? This guy was kind of monotone and
Yeah.
like he looks like he was pulled out of a soap opera or something and they put a crazy costume on him. They're like, "Be Jafar from Aladdin. You know that character, right?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, yeah, okay."
I would say because of how good everybody else was, it maybe makes that more noticeable.
Yeah,
But in terms
that's
of
true.
his performance, I was not pulled out of the movie at any point.
No, he wasn't a bad actor or anything. I just don't think he lived up to the
I
character
was
so much.
more concerned that he wouldn't work, and I at least think it worked.
I'll give you that. Yeah, yeah.
Not comparing it to the original.
Yeah, it didn't ruin or take me out of it or anything.
Comparing it to the original, OG Jafar is much better.
Yes.
In terms of the other characters, I think this version of Aladdin is one of my favorite characters ever. I don't know what it was. I was so concerned about somebody recreating him.
Yeah.
Because and this might sound weird, I'm assuming he was voiced by a white guy.
Probably.
And I really didn't want that.
One of my other problems was like I didn't know who any of these people were until I digged a little bit deeper. I did actually know Jasmine from Power Rangers.
Okay.
I had seen that. I knew who she was. I had no idea who Aladdin was. I had no idea who that guy was. I'm like,
That's the Aladdin from the original.
oh, I know him. What do I know him from?
I don't know who he is, but
Wow, that's weird. Full House. Oh, he was DJ's boyfriend.
oh wow.
That's
The
so
original
weird.
Aladdin.
He was Steve.
I loved. I don't know how Mena Masood. I don't know
Yeah.
how to pronounce his
He
name.
was so good.
Oh my god. He sounded like original Aladdin, but was like actually him.
He killed it. Even
my
better than
God.
Jasmine, I think.
Oh,
Like
no,
he
he's the highlight of
embodied
this movie.
Aladdin.
Yep. Perfect.
There's one other highlight that I wasn't expecting.
Okay. Oh.
Are you done with Aladdin? Like, sorry, I didn't want to take you away from Aladdin. I just want to comment on
I don't
that.
want to spoil it.
Yeah, yeah.
Not that there's spoilers, but.
Will Smith.
Oh yeah.
Did such a fantastic job, and I wasn't expecting to be able to say that.
Because what was the commentary going in this movie?
I thought it was just that he looked ridiculous.
Robin Williams, Genie.
Mm-hmm.
Set a bar, set a standard.
Yeah.
Set a precedent that could never be matched. Previously thought.
Right.
And I think that's one thing. How can anybody else be Genie? And Will Smith himself apparently said that.
Yeah.
He was reluctant to take the role because how could he be that? I did not think I would come out of this movie of the opinion Robin Williams could not have done this.
Could not have done what Will Smith did?
Yes.
No. I do not want to take away anything from what Robin Williams did.
I'm not taking away from
Yeah.
him. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He is... I now see them as the most perfect complement. Robin Williams being that original vision of the voice. Because it was still a little different.
Yeah.
But...
Oh, if it was
Will,
live action back in the day,
yeah,
it wouldn't have worked as well?
No. That's not who Robin Williams is.
Yeah.
Robin Williams is, I'm going to be in a studio and use my voice and my talents.
I will put 110% of myself into this microphone.
Yeah. But...
And that's why he's a good comedian, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Will Smith is the only person on Earth that could have played a live-action version of Genie, given our preconceived notion of Robin Williams' version.
I have one comment on that that kind of differs. I think that the Genie is a brilliant character. I think that anyone can bring themselves to the Genie. Like, the Genie could be a woman. It could be, like, anyone from any walk of life. I think anyone can bring themselves to the Genie, and it'll be funny and hilarious. Like, I want to see this movie remade. Okay, let me take that back. I don't want to see this movie remade. I want to see different iterations of the Genie, because I think a lot of people could do a really good Genie. Because it's such a, like, moldable character.
So, I like that you said that. I don't actually agree with that.
Really?
And I think that I would say that the reason you feel that way...
It's because two people have done it now?
No. Is because of how well Will Smith did. He made it feel like anybody could play that character, and I don't know that. Until I see another person, like, prove that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm definitely more open to the idea.
That's not why I think that.
Okay, why do you think that?
So, I don't think you've ever seen this. Actually, I'm pretty sure you haven't. At California Adventure, there was the Aladdin play.
Yeah, I see. I have no frame of reference here.
And it was such a good play.
Yeah.
It's now been replaced with the Frozen play, which is also very good. Okay. But I do wish that the Aladdin play was still there.
Was it a little different kind of?
It's
thing?
Shorter.
But in terms of the character, like they let whoever it was do their own
the
thing.
Genie was very like referential. Like he made like pop culture jokes and stuff, but it was still a good Genie. And like since you're playing a character who was voiced by Robin Williams and you're a nobody on a stage, but you're still bringing this Genie character to life. So that was like when that was in my head. And then Will Smith kind of like drove this home, like, like maybe like a lot of people could like make the Genie good. I don't know. I'm not saying anyone could do it.
Robin Williams made him real.
Mm-hmm.
He created and that's why he's so special. Is because he created the character. Disney gave him this like do something. Because had Robin Williams not done what he did, Will Smith would not have been able to do this.
Right.
He created the groundwork. And so I totally get what you're saying in terms of like, I think the reason I think Will Smith was so perfect was it was his combination of, because when you do live action, it's you. So his dancing, his rapping.
Dude,
his
holy
acting,
crap.
that is what he was able to bring to the character. I just can't think of another, maybe with his flair. And
well, because he's a great actor too, and when he has to be serious and like like the sad moments,
that's true.
Nailed it.
And the reason I think Will Smith and Will Smith alone, that's at least what I'm standing by now, is we happen to watch a little bit of Fresh Prince.
Mm-hmm.
There couldn't have been another Fresh Prince. Like
he's very unique.
He is very unique, and I was watching it and I was just like, that's why this guy was Genie. Like, he's been almost preparing for this for his entire career.
Yeah.
And good on Disney for picking up on that.
It's a great call.
This is their character.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this movie would not have been made if Will Smith had said no. I think they wouldn't have made the movie.
I would be concerned to see who their second choice would have been.
I don't think they would have made the movie.
Yeah.
I really think Disney would have pulled the plug if they didn't get Will Smith.
That's hard to say.
It's impossible to say. I want to know the answer to that.
Yeah.
But the amount of skepticism I had with Will Smith being the character, I couldn't imagine it being somebody else. And that's not to take away credit. That's that's a credit to Robin Williams and Will Smith in terms of how well they did.
The middle scene where they're like at the party and like the genie's controlling his dancing, but then like the genie does his own like dance and stuff. Just like all of that was just so vibrant and cool to look at and just funny. Like I laughed so much in this movie.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
And I went in, I went and saw it with my mom in DC.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
cool.
So happy.
Wait, so has Maya not seen it?
No, she saw it with her family.
Oh, okay.
You guys all saw it before me.
Gotcha.
I almost missed this one.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I can go see it with my mom.
Yeah.
This is perfect. We had so much fun.
That's cool.
And there was a bunch of people in the movie, so there was like good energy. The songs, I was singing and dancing in my seat. Were you doing that? I was
not so much.
Singing
Yeah.
and dancing in my seat, and I didn't care.
The Prince Ali song, when he does his like little breakdown in the middle of it.
So
Oh
good.
my god.
It's so good.
They killed it. They knocked it out of the park. Like I've listened to the soundtrack multiple times, and that
I wanna
another
go
thing I
watch
wasn't
the
expecting.
original now.
Like you have to do the music good
Yeah.
for it to even begin to be respectable, and they absolutely did that.
And
So
that was when that first song came on, right? And you're like, I'm in.
yeah, yep.
I'm in.
I'm like,
Yep.
okay, this is a good start.
Every song I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
I was just like, the crazy thing is I didn't realize how much I liked Aladdin. And how much I liked the
I
songs
didn't either.
Until I saw this and I was like, I think I love Aladdin.
Yeah,
Like, it came out the year I was born, which is kind of cool.
yeah.
So I kind of that wrinkle. But I was worried about Jasmine. I think she killed it. Oh,
Great job.
That's what I was going to say about the songs was they added a couple new ones. And
Yeah,
I think they were great.
yeah.
I loved
It was just her song, I think, right?
I
Just
think there were two.
she sang it twice though.
I think there were two. But maybe it was one of those where it was like the reprise.
Yeah, yeah,
thing,
that-
and
yeah.
It was like two parts of one song.
Yeah.
I want to check on that because I wasn't.
I think I
came out
did.
and
I-
was
I'm
like,
pretty
was
sure-
there one or was there two new songs?
I'm pretty sure it was just her song in two. I did look it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But all in all, man, flawless.
great job.
So I was so sad because I was like, their streak is over. This is officially a failed experiment, and I now don't care about any of them. And it just flipped me to I want to watch all of them now.
All of what?
The live action remakes.
Oh, yeah.
I was skeptical, and now I'm like, nope, they got it. This is a great idea. Jungle Book was amazing.
Yes, it was.
Beauty and the Beast was good.
Yes.
I now say it was good. I thought it was great. I now
Okay.
say it was good.
Yeah,
Not to take away
comparatively-
from it,
comparatively.
But just seeing this now,
Yeah.
I'm just like, Beauty and the Beast was never one of my favorites, and that's probably part of it.
No, I don't. Yeah, I have some issues with that, but yeah.
Still need to see Maleficent. I cried in Christopher Robin. Wasn't expecting that. I was like, oh my god, apparently I have Winnie the Pooh in my
One of my
childhood.
favorite movies of last year.
Yeah. And did we see that one together?
Yep.
We did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because I was hiding it. I was so emotional. It was because
I know.
recently that had happened.
Yeah.
It was, but
I'll cry in a movie in front of you. I don't care if you
oh no,
like
I don't
just
care.
like.
No, that was just because of all the other
No, I
stuff.
know.
Like,
Yeah.
I was fighting myself. But still need to see Dumbo. Still need to see Cinderella.
Don't know if you do.
Need to watch
Need to see Dumbo.
I was excited for it. I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna see it in theater, so I can just watch it.
If
I
so-
enjoyed
if-
a good dinosaur.
If someday we do rank the live action remakes like we were talking about,
When
we'll
rank
see
them.
where Dumbo lands on my list.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Something has to be at the bottom.
Abs-
I'm gonna put it number one.
I never
not
said
just
I never
out of
said
spice.
bottom.
Out of spite.
Out of spice.
Out of spice, and sugar and spice and everything nice.
I have two more movies to
Yes.
briefly talk about
Yep.
that you have not seen. I want to play a quick little game with you though.
Okay.
It's called Which Movie Do You Think I Liked Better?
I'm all in. Let's do it.
Okay. I don't know if I should tell you the names of them first and have you guess, or like explain
know
them.
them?
Should I explain the movies?
Do I know the movie?
Oh, let me explain the movies.
Wait, do I know them?
Yeah, you've probably heard of them, but let me just explain the
Okay.
synopsis,
Okay.
and then I
Let me
won't say
see
the
if I
name.
can- let me see if I can guess the name
Okay.
to each one. Start with the first one.
Okay. So, a kid gets a doll for his birthday, and
Chucky.
it's not what it's called.
But it's the because I was really confused because I was like, wait, is Chucky not called Chucky?
He's
Kind of like Jason aren't called Jason, or Freddy movies aren't called
So
Freddy.
Chucky apparently is in the same vein as Indiana Jones, and now that I've recently learned Rambo, where the first movie was not called Indiana Jones or Rambo. It was called Raiders of the Lost Ark and First Blood.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
The first Chucky movie was called Child's Play.
There it is.
And Child's Play 2 and Child's Play 3.
I saw that recently and never knew that.
I didn't know.
But that's
And
because everybody around us said, "Have you seen Chucky?"
right, which is fine, but
Not really.
in this movie, well, I didn't know it. I didn't know.
We got messed up because they're all idiots.
Sure. But even in this movie, he's not called Chucky. He's called Buddy. Because he's like an AI doll who can like control technology and stuff.
Okay.
But like his personal name is Chucky. He calls himself Chucky, right?
Gotcha.
Voiced by Mark Hamill.
Didn't know that. That's awesome.
Aubrey Plaza is the mom of this kid.
Love her.
Only notable people. Actually, there was one other character. I forget his name. But so there's that movie. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There was another movie where a girl gets trapped in the crawl space of her Florida home during a hurricane with her dad. And
I actually don't know this.
alligators are in the basement. And they have to try and escape without getting eaten.
I'm going to go with Child's Play.
It's called Crawl for Crawl Space.
I'm going to go Child's Play. Final answer.
As my favorite?
Yeah. Yeah, I knew that. I was like, you're going to set this up like Mark Hamill, all this stuff. This is a dumb movie and I liked it more. I had a feeling that might happen.
Crawl was not a dumb movie. It was great. It was really good. No, I wasn't describing it at all. I was telling you what happened.
Yeah, that's true. It just sounds.
You jumped into the Child's Play thing. I was trying to like set him up. Child's Play sucks. It's really terrible.
I think just copping on like an old, trying to capitalize on. Like
So I learned from seeing these two movies what campy is. By my own definition.
Yeah.
You've heard that described, right?
Yeah.
I never really knew what that meant. Campy to me is there's people who just get off on seeing like people get killed in crazy ways and like bloody and like just that kind of stuff. The story of a campy movie is just to get you from gory moment to gory moment.
I'm familiar with that concept.
Whereas in a movie like Crawl, there are some kind of gruesome things, but it has to happen.
There's a plot.
It's to like give you the fear of like the situation. I'm glad I saw these.
Better.
I'm glad I saw these because like it helped me define that because I never really knew what campy meant.
That's really good, yeah.
But yeah, and not even that campy is bad, but man, Chucky, the acting was just atrocious. Mark Hamill was the only good thing, and you forget that it's him most of the time because he's like this weird doll. My favorite character was the doll. When they like tried to like kill him at one point, he's like, I forget the kid's name. He's like, no, why are you doing this to me? I love you. I felt so bad for the freaking doll, even though he's a murderous, terrible, creepy thing.
That's funny.
I didn't care about any of the other humans. I really felt bad for him. It was crazy.
So, I have a game for you.
Uh-huh.
Would you rank Mark Hamill's performance in this above or below The Legend of Halloween? Apologies.
I don't even remember who he was in that movie.
He was the cop.
Oh my god.
Hey there! And that was it.
Well.
And probably was the highest paid person in that movie.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
And I really would love to know how much he got paid.
So would you rank it above or below?
Way above.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm not necessarily ranking the movie above.
No. Oh god.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good.
Oh god. That's
Child's
bad.
Play was not good.
Oh man. Well, now I know.
But I couldn't even... At the end of The Legend of Halloween, look it up if you don't know what that is.
Don't look it up.
No, look it up.
Please don't look it up.
I struggled to pinpoint who he was. I did know. I came to the conclusion, but it was kind of weird. Yeah. But yeah, Crawl was really good. It was well acted. It was a very simple story, but like it gave me suspense. I was like looking away at stuff.
Yeah.
There was one point, it was the most tense point of the movie where the girl's like trying to get out of the basement, right? Yeah. By the way, what the hell is this basement?
Is the whole movie in the basement?
Most of it. Crawl space, not basement. There are so many pipes in this basement that it can't be a normal house. The overflow drain pipe to the like city is in their crawl space. Don't understand that. That's how the alligators got in. Anyways, she's trying to get out, right? She's about to go in. There's like an alligator somewhere. And the dude 2 seats over from me, can you imagine what a car phone ringtone would sound like? It's very digital. Yeah. It's very simple but very digital, like
yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Yeah.
It went off so loud right next to me at the most tense point of the movie. I jumped. I was like, "Oh my god!" And it happened multiple times.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it was really well done. So go see Crawl over Child's Play if you have the choice.
That's good. Oh my god. Well, I'm not gonna see either of those, but I appreciate your.
It's a slow time for movies right now because.
Is it?
Yeah, kind of. There's some good ones coming out
I
soon,
can't
but
think of what else is
the
out.
fact that the 2 movies I wanted to see this past week were like horror movies. Yeah, and that's all I got for movies. Thank you to each and every one of you for joining us on the Hebrew Rebels podcast. If you're listening, you can find the video podcast with bonus uncut content every week on HebrewRebels.com. And if you're watching, you can listen to us on iTunes soon, and more podcast services even sooner.
Maybe Spotify.
Maybe less soon. Maybe Spotify, Stitcher, something like that. Coming soon. Join us next week for even more gaming and movie conversations. My name is Jordan.
And my name is Ethan.
Any last words?
I gotta pee.
It's pretty good. Cool. I like it.
That's the end.
Yeah.
We are the Hebrew Rebels.